You know, as I've had a very long 40-plus year career, I get much more enjoyment out of coaching and training and building people and advancing their careers, far more than I do building these spectacular buildings. Hi, I'm Troy. I'm the COO of Big-D Construction, and I love to collect Olympic pins. I have a whole wall of them in my home office. I'm a big fan of taking a 4x4 and just getting out there. And finally, kind of my lifelong dream is to have a big motorhome coach when I retire and just travel across the country. My dad was a union pipe fitter. My mother worked at a construction company here in the valley. My dad, after work, would come home and he had a nice big welding shop. And I would go out there and grind pipe, and I learned the value of work early on in my life. I was part of the VICA club that was around back then when you were in high school, and carpentry competitions. I started my career here in the valley in 1976, and I started as a young laborer sweeping shops, refacing concrete forms, and eventually worked up into a position as a carpenter and then a surveyor, and eventually became a project manager. The first job I was a project manager was at San Diego Temple.
Towards the end of the day, I'm just finishing up a pour over here on tower number 4. At the top of that crane is about where the top of the temple will be. It's up about 210 feet. There's where we live, right down there in that apartment.
Who's this man behind you, Jonathan?
Okay, wait, try.
It was one of the highlights of my career. I went on to join Big-D in 1998 as a senior project manager and built some iconic projects downtown like the Salt Lake City Library. Happily married for nearly 39 years now. So family is everything to me. I have 5 kids and 14 grandkids, and they're just the joy of my life. I've got to figure out a way to do a little more work-life balance because I've been a workaholic all my life, but I'm spending a lot more time with my grandkids. I spent 6 years being president of a development company, and I feel like that's made me really well-rounded because I learned to put myself in the shoes of a client and an owner and understand what's important to them. And the beauty of my role now as COO and managing the operations here at Big-D is I can take and help people through now their goals and their challenges. I can think of 2 or 3 examples where I've taken somebody from a cement finisher role and then they were running an entire state as an operations manager. And to see those people grow in their careers, it's just been a highlight of my career, and I want to continue doing that, and I want to help as many people as I can until the day I hang it up. I've had a relationship with the AGC for about 12 years now, and I was first asked to serve as chairman of the Builders Committee. And whenever there's a problem, it's a place that I call a neutral zone. The people can come together, forget that they're competitors, and just collaborate and work together to solve issues so that one firm or one company doesn't have to shoulder the burden of tackling some of these big things, and we can work together to solve the industry's problems and make it a better place to live and work. I always encourage young members of our industry and especially the Big-D organization to get involved with the AGC. It helps individuals grow in their careers, it helps the company, and it helps the overall industry. Utah has been on fire for 10 years, and I'm seeing that we have many clients and capital partners that are bringing their money to Utah, and they want to be part of what we have. So I think the future for Utah is extremely bright. We have things that we've never seen in decades. Everyone needs people, and we've got to figure out how to grow and develop those people. We know that we typically have a very strong workforce. The AGC is there for companies to come together and take problems like that, collaborate, tackle them, fix them. I'm super excited about the new AGC training facility that just opened, and I want to see us make that a much larger list of training programs and classes that we can hold out there. We've had several executive members here at Big-D involved in the AGC over the past decade. I'm super excited that I can follow in that tradition and represent Big D and now as the chairman. And I want to make sure that I'm accessible and that I'm open. I want people to know that they can call me, email me, text me, no matter how small or big, and to be available for those who want the help of the AGC. It's easier to shoulder the burden by many as opposed to one. I'm just again, humbled and honored that I've been asked to do that.